All right, so let me give you a little demonstration of how the continuously variable transmission and the Outlander's driveline itself actually all works from right here in the driver's seat. I think this is really, really well done. A good example of how good this technology can be, especially when it's programmed and set up properly. So important thing, this type of transmission from here in the driver's seat just works like a regular automatic. 2 pedals, drive, reverse, neutral, park, nothing different for you to get used to. Inside of the transmission, the way that it actually gets the vehicle moving along, well, that works a little differently, and I'm going to show you with a couple of examples from here in the driver's seat what that looks like. So we'll start off with just some light, gentle acceleration here. I'm just pressing the gas pedal that hard and leaving it there. I'm not touching anything. Watch my revs and watch my speed here on the display. You'll notice I'm accelerating, I'm not in a rush. This is just gentle driving, but watch the RPMs. They're just kind of staying right there around 2,000. Not shifting up and down, very steady. There I am, 80 kilometers an hour. There's 90. And the revs hardly even moved. That is way more fuel efficient than shifting up and down through 6 or 8 different gears. It's also smoother. And if you notice from in here, we didn't hear anything. I didn't feel the engine surge, it didn't lug, it didn't make any noise. It just kind of quietly glides us up to speed. And that's the point. And so I think if you're a light-footed driver who's not typically in a rush, the way that this thing is all set up and programmed to just give you smooth, quiet, gentle, and efficient acceleration is exactly what you're looking for. All right, so we've seen how this works when we're accelerating gently. Let's accelerate up to speed, a little bit heavier on the throttle this time. And what you can see there is the transmission is kind of pretending to shift gears. It's revving up and down a little bit, because if you've got a heavier foot or you're trying to accelerate more quickly, you're expecting the sensation of gear shifting. So there's a point where you exceed too much throttle pressure and the transmission begins to simulate that upshift, downshift sensation so that you get the sensation that you're expecting from the car. Now the transmission doesn't have to do that, but it's doing it so that from the driver's seat, you get the reaction from the vehicle that you're expecting. All right, let me give you some full throttle acceleration here. We'll show you what that's like. We'll go right from 0, and I'm just gonna stand on it. You can see what happens here. And there we are up to highway cruising speed. And a couple of takeaways there. A, you definitely have higher performing options in this if that's important to you. However, from the driver's seat, even full throttle, even working this engine hard, A, stays nice and quiet and smooth. B, doesn't feel like it's working too hard, doesn't sound like it's strained, and giving you those simulated gear shifts so that you get the reaction that you're expecting. So again, all said, this is set up to be as smooth and as fuel efficient as possible. But at the end of the day, if you're a heavier footed driver, you're not going to feel left out in the cold, because this is going to give you that sensation of shifting up through the gears that you might be used to and that you might enjoy. All right, let's do like a highway passing test here. So let's go from 60 to 100 kilometers an hour, full throttle. You can see it again, simulating that gear shift there. So definitely not the most powerful engine or the highest performing experience that you're going to find for the money, but definitely one of the smoother ones, and I think a great example of how good this type of transmission technology can be when the automaker puts some work into the fine-tuning and calibration to make sure that it gives you the experience you're after.